Good day, my fellow students, and also to our beloved instructor, Ma'am Baby Amor Alog. Good day, ma'am. We are the Group 3, and we're going to discuss about the historical and sociological basis. Hello, everyone. I am the first reporter. My name is Charles Zamora Pacris, and today I'm going to summarize the UN Convention on the Rights of the Child. UN Convention on the Rights of the Child composed of 45 articles. Let us start in Article 1. So Article 1, definition of the child. Everyone under the age of 18 has all the rights in the convention. So in short, anyone under 18 years old is considered a child and has all the rights listed in this agreement. So Article 2, non-discrimination. So the convention applies to every child without discrimination. So whatever their gender, religion, or language, abilities, or any other status, whatever they think or say, whatever their family background. So all rights in this agreement apply to every child. So no matter the race, gender, religion, language, abilities, or maybe their family background, so everyone gets the same rights. So Article 3, best interests of the child. So the best interest of the child must be a top priority in all decisions and actions that affect children. So in simple terms, when adults make decisions that affect children, they must think about what's best for the child first. So the child's well-being is the most important thing. So Article 4, the implementation of the convention. So governments must do all they can to make sure every child can enjoy their rights by creating systems and passing laws that promote and protect children's rights. So let me tell you this. So governments have to do everything they can to make sure children can enjoy these rights. So they need to create systems and laws to protect the children. So Article 5, so parental guidance and a child's evolving capacities. So governments must respect the rights and responsibilities of parents and careers to provide guidance and direction to their child as they grow up. So that they fully enjoy their rights. So parents and caregivers have the right to and responsibility to guide their children. But as child grow, they should be allowed to make more of their own choices. So let us proceed to Article 6, life and life, survival, and development. Every child has the right to life. Governments must do all they can to ensure that children survive and develop to their full potential. So that's what I say. Every child has the right to live. So governments need to make sure that children survive and have the chance to grow and reach their full potential. So the governments must ensure that that every child is has the right to live. So that's it. Let us proceed to Article 7. So birth, registration, name, nationality, and care. So every child has the right to be registered at birth, to have a name and nationality, and as far possible, to know and be cared for by their parents. So in simple terms, every child has the right to be registered at birth. So have a name, have a nationality, or belonging to a country, and to be cared for by their parents if possible. So katulad natin, no? So mayroon tayong nationality, we have our name, we have our country, and also our parents cared about us. So that's it. Let us proceed to Article 8, which protection and preservation of identity. So every child has the right to an identity. So governments must respect and protect that right and prevent the child's name, nationality, or family relationships from being changed unlawfully. Okay, so in Article 8, it emphasizes the rights to have an identity in every child. So the government have the responsibility to protect this right and make sure a child's name, nationality, or the family relationships are not changed illegally. So we have the rights, we have the laws rather about this matter. Okay, so let us proceed to Article 9. Separation from parents. So children must not be separated from their parents against their will unless it is in their best interest. For example, if a parent is hurting or neglecting a child. So children whose parents have separated have the right to stay in contact with both parents unless this could cause them harm. Okay, so let me tell you this. So children shouldn't be separated from their parents, so unless it's for their own good. So like for example, that's what I said earlier. So if a parent hurting them, no, so that's it. If parents separate, children have the right to see both parents as long as it is safe. So I hope na walang ganun sa atin, no, na sinasaktan tayo ng parents natin. So if ever na mangyari to, so we have the right na mahiwalay sa ating parents. Okay, so syempre diba kapag hindi tayo safe, so we always priority our safety. Okay, next, let us proceed to Article 10. So family reunification. Governments must respond quickly and sympathetically if a child or their parents apply to live together in the same country. So if a child's parents live apart in different countries, the child has the right to visit and keep in contact with both of them. Okay, so if a child and their parents want to live together in the same country, so governments should help them quickly. So if parents live in different countries naman, so the child can visit and stay in touch with both. Okay, so that's it. Let us proceed to Article 11, abduction and non-return of children. Okay, so governments must do everything they can to stop children being taken out of their own country illegally by their parents or other relatives or other guardian. So, or being prevented from returning home. Okay, so in Article 11, it's emphasized the it emphasized the importance of what do you call this? The children's safety. Okay, so it states that governments have to stop children from being taken out of their country illegally. So it's either by their parents or the others, or maybe their guardian. Okay. Next, let's proceed to Article 12. So Article 12, respect for the views of the child. Okay, so every child has the right to express their views, feelings, and wishes in all matters affecting them, and to have their views considered and taken seriously. So this right applies at all times. For example, during immigration proceedings, housing decisions of or the child's day-to-day home life. Okay, so in Article 12, it states that children have the right to express their opinions and have them heard in matters affecting them. Okay, so next is Article 13, freedom of expression. Every child must be free to express their thoughts and opinions and to access all kinds of information as long as it is within the law. Okay, so it's in Article 13, it states that child have the right to share their thoughts and opinions freely. So like for us, so now we are free to express we have the freedom to express our thoughts and opinions. Okay, so Article 14, freedom of thought, belief, and religion. Every child has the right to think and believe that what they what they choose, and also to practice their religion. So as long as they are not stopping other people from enjoying the rights. Okay, so government must respect the rights and responsibilities of parents to guide their children as they grow up. Okay, so in Article 14, it's emphasized the right to think and believe what they want. So, and to practice their religion as long as it doesn't harm others. So, for example, just like others, just katulad natin, no, meron tayong religions, no, so, and also, yung pinaka-importante is yung pag-respect natin, no, yung respeto natin sa ibang religions. Okay, so, next, let us proceed to Article 15, the freedom of association. So, every child has the right to meet with other children and to join groups and organizations. So, as long as this not stop other people from enjoying their rights. Okay, so, in Article 15 naman, so, we have the right, we have the freedom of association, rather. So, children have the right to meet with others and join groups, as long as it doesn't harm others. So, like for example, ako meron akong organizations, no? Meron akong freedom na sumali or ma-meet yung iba. So ang mahalaga dito ay hindi tayo nakakasakit. Okay, so let us proceed to Article 16. So, right to privacy. So, every child has the right to privacy. The law should protect the child's private, family, and home life. So, including dito yung pagprotekta ng mga kabataan sa unlawful attacks and na pwedeng makasakit or makasira sa kanilang reputasyon. Okay, so meron tayong karapatan, no, sa ating privacy. So, yung lalo na so mga important details or personal information na meron tayo. So, kapag dumating yung time na parang may mangyari, no, na hindi maganda, so lalo na sa ating privacy, so meron tayong karapatan, no, dahil nakalagay dun sa articles. Okay, so let us proceed to Article 17, access to information from the media. So every child has the right to reliable information from a variety of sources, and governments should encourage the media to provide information that children can understand. Okay, so governments must help protect children from materials that could harm them. Okay, so in Article 17 naman, it states that children have the right to reliable information from various sources. And also, meron ditong yung governments. So, government should encourage media to provide child-friendly content. So, that's it. So, let us proceed to Article 18. So, parental responsibilities and state assistance. So, both parents share responsibility for bringing up their child and should always consider what is the best for the child. Okay, so governments must support parents by creating support services for children and giving parents the help they need to raise their children. So, in order to achieve the full potential for every children, so the parents and governments must have collaboration to meet, no, para ma-meet yung pinaka full potential ng bawat kabataan or every child. Okay, so in Article 19, it states the protection from violence, abuse, and neglect. Okay, so governments must do all they can to ensure that children are protected from all forms of violence, abuse, neglect, and bad treatment by their parents or anyone else who looks after them. Okay, so in Article 19, it emphasizes the rights of the child na kung saan ay protektahan sila laban sa anumang pag-violent, ng anumang pananakit, no, abuse or neglect. So once na you have experienced those kind of mga violence, so you have the rights as a child or as individuals to speak out, no, para ma-help tayo, matulungan tayo. So we have the rights because it states in the article. So that is the article 19. So let us now proceed to article 20. So children unable to live with their family. So if a child cannot be looked after by their immediate family, so the government must give them special protection and assistance. So this includes making sure that children is provided with alternative care that is continuous and respect the child's culture, language, and religion. Okay, so for example dito, ang isang magulang ay hindi kayang protektahan yung kanilang anak or hindi sila mabigyan ng isang tirahan, di ba? So like for example, halimbawa is namatay na yung both parents or something na mayroong family problem, broken family, ganon. So the governments must do their responsibility in children. So perform sila ngayon ng iba't ibang organizations or tulong para sa mga batang hindi kayang i-provide ng parents yung kanilang mga tahanan, tirahan. So meron silang special protection and care. So like for example dito is yung mga ampunan, mga bahay ampunan, di ba? So ito yung mga pinaprovide ng ating government. Okay? So that's it. Let us now proceed to Article 21, Adoption. Governments must oversee the process of adoption to make sure it is safe, lawful, and that it prioritizes children's best interests. So children should only be adopted outside or their country if they cannot be placed within a family or their own country. Okay? So in Article 21 naman, it's emphasized the child best interest. Also, the governments must ensure it's safe and legal. So yung adoption na tinatawag. So dapat pa rin gawin ng governments yung kanilang responsibilidad based on this matter. Okay. So that's it in Article 21. Okay, so in Article 22, refuge children. Okay, so if a child is seeking refuge or has refuge status, governments must provide them with appropriate protection and assistance to help them enjoy all the rights in the convention. Okay, so governments must help refuge children who are separated from their parents to be reunited with them. Okay, so in short, refuge children have the right to protection and assistance. So, sino ang magbibigay sa kanila ng protection at ng assistance? So, the government is the one who have the responsibility to provide protection and assistance to all children na kung saan nakakaranas ng ganitong klaseng problema. Okay, so let us proceed to Article 23 rather. Okay, so children with a disability. A children with a disability has the right to live a full and decent life with dignity and as far as possible. So independence and to play an active part in the community, governments must do all they can to support disabled children and their families. Okay, so in short, children with disabilities have the right to a special care, education, and support. So, sino ulit ang magbibigay nito? So, the government must do this kind of responsibility to all children who have experience or who have disabilities. So, it's if possible, if it is inborn or by genes, diba? So, possible yon na mangyari sa mga bata. Okay, so, yun, no, dapat gawin ng government yung kanilang makakaya para ibigay sa mga bata dahil it is their right, di ba, to provide or to have a special care, most especially sa educations and support system, you know. So if their parents can give them the this kind of yung mga yung mga education, so the government must do. Okay, so that's it.
I am Analicala Calderos. Now we proceed the next article. Article 24. It's about health and health services. This article emphasizes the right of every child to the highest attainable standard of health. It mandates government to provide quality health care, clean water, and nutritious food, a clean environment, and health education to ensure children's well-being. It also calls for richer countries to assess poor nations and achieving this goal. Article 25 Review of Treatment and Care. This article focuses on children placed away from home for care or protections, such as those of foster families or hospitals. It guarantees them to the right and regular review of their treatment, care, and overall circumstances. Article 26 Social Securities. This article ensures that every child benefits from social securities. Government are obligated to provide social security, including financial support and other benefits, to families in needs. Article 27 is about adequate standard of living. This article emphasizes the right of every child to a standard of living sufficient to meet their physical and social needs and support their development. Governments must assess families who cannot afford to provide this. Article 28 Right of Education. This article guarantees the right of education for all children. It mandates free education and availability of the different forms of secondary education. School discipline must respect children's dignity and rights. Richer countries are obligated to assess poorer nations in achieving this. Article 29 is about goal of education. This article outlines the goals of education, which include developing children's personalities, talents, and abilities to their full potential. It emphasizes respect for human rights, cultural diversity, and the environment. And also, Article 30, it's all about children from minority or indigenous groups. These articles protect the right of children from minority or indigenous groups to learn and use their family's language, customs, and religions regardless of whether these are shared by the majority of the population. Article 31. Literature, play, and culture activities. This article recognizes the right of every child to relax, play, and participate the wide range of culture and artistic activities. Article 32 is about child labor. This article mandates governments to protect children from economic exploitation and dangerous work that could harm their health, development, or education. It requires setting minimum working age and ensuring safe and appropriate working conditions. And also, Article 33 is about drug abuse. This article obligates governments to protect children from illegal drugs use and involvement in the productions or distributions of drugs. Article 34 is about sexual exploitations. This article mandates governments to protect children from all forms of sexual abuse and exploitation. And Article 35 is about abduction, sales, and trafficking. These articles require governments to protect children from abduction, sales, or trafficking for the purpose of exploitations both within the outside their countries. Article 36 is about other forms of exploitation. These articles protects children from all other forms of exploitation. These such as exploitations for policy, activity by the media, or medical research. Article 37 is about inhumane treatment and detention. This article prohibits torture, the death penalty, and other cruel or regarding treatment or punishment for children. It mandates that children should be arrested, denied, or imprisoned only as a last resort and for the shortest possible time. This must be graded with respect and care and allowed to maintain contact with their families. Children should be imprisoned with adults. And Article 38 is about protection of armed conflicts. This article addresses the specific needs of children during time of war and armed conflict. It's emphasized that no child soldiers. Government must ensure that children under the age of 15 do not participate of hostilities or join the armed force. And protections and care. Government must prioritize the protection and care of children affected by war. This includes providing essential services like food, shelter, and health care. Article 39 is about recovery and reintegrate. This article possesses of the right of children who have experienced trauma to receive support for their recovery and reintegrations into society. Specialized support, children who have been victims of neglect, abuse, exploitation, torture, or war must be received. Specialized support to help them recover their health and dignity, self-respect, and social well-being. Article 40 is a juvenile justice. These articles outline the principles of juvenile justice, emphasizing the needs for a fair and age-appropriate system. Dignity and respect. Children accused or guilty of breaking the law must be treated with dignity and respect. Legal assistance and fair trial. They have the right to legal assistance and fair trial that take into account their age and maturity. Minimum age of criminal court. Government must set a minimum age for children to be tried of criminal court. And Article 41 is about respect for higher national standard. This article acknowledges that some countries may have laws and standards that go beyond the UNCRC and maintain higher standard. If country has laws of standard that provide greater protections for a child, that the UNCRC must maintain this law and standards. Article 34 is about 32. It's about knowledge of right. These articles emphasize the importance of ensuring that children and adults are aware of the UNCRC, like disseminations of information. Government must actively work to make sure children and adults know about the convention. Education and awareness. This includes providing education and awareness program about children's rights and expert advice and assistance. The UNCRC committee can provide expert advice and assistance to countries on children's rights. Article 45 is about expert advice and assistance. This article highlights the role of UN Committee on the Rights of the Child's UNCRC Committee. Expert advice and assistance. The UNCRC Committee can provide expert advice and assistance to countries on children's rights. Monitoring implementation. The committee also monitoring the implementation of convention and provides recommendation to government. The UNCRC serve as a crucial document for safeguarding children's rights, ensuring their well-being. It provides a framework for governments, organizations, and individuals to work together to create a better world for children.
Good morning everyone, I'm Carmela Gallego, Today, I'm going to discuss about UNESCO. The United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization, as a specialized agency of the United Nations, UNESCO contributes to the construction of peace, human development, and intercultural dialogue in an era of globalization through education, the sciences, culture, communication, and information. So, the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization is ito yung organisasyon na kung saan yung mga bansa ay nagkakaisa para sa edukasyon, agham at kultura. Next is contributing to international goals through its education, science, culture, and communication. UNESCO makes a unique contribution to collective efforts to tackle some of the greatest challenges facing our world today. UNESCO Millennium Development Goal Education for All Goals Global Initiative on HIV/AIDS and Education Tsunami Early Warning System. So, UNESCO is yung nagbibigay ng mahalagang kontribusyon sa mga internasyonal na pamamagitan ng edukasyon, agham, kultura at komunikasyon. So, sa edukasyon is ito yung para sa lahat na kung saan ito ay nagbibigay ng edukasyon para sa lahat ng tao, lalo na sa mga batang hindi nakakapag-aral. So, Global Initiative on HIV or AIDS and Education is ito yung nagbibigay ng impormasyon at edukasyon tungkol sa HIV, AIDS sa mga mag-aaral at mga guro. Tsunami Early Warning System is ito yung nagbibigay ng agos sa mga tao sa mga lugar na maaari maapektuhan ng tsunami. Next is how UNESCO contributes as a standard setter for giving universal agreements in the form of convention, recommendations, or declaration through its standard setting action. UNESCO fosters multidisciplinary exchange and works where possible and desirable towards universal agreements on key issues within its field of competence. As a clearinghouse, through capacity building, through international cooperation, disparative natural. Yes, ito yung pagkakaloob ng impormasyon ng UNESCO na nagbibigay ng impormasyon sa miyembro at sa iba pang stakeholders. And then yung UNESCO is yung nagbibigay ng mga tulong technical sa mga bansa at organization, and sila din yung nagko-cooperation sa pagitan ng mga bansa at nagbibigay suporta at nagpapatupad ng mga proyekto. Next is how UNESCO contributes through international cooperation, playing a catalytic role of development cooperation in its test of competence, bringing together specialists from around the globe. Ito ay sa pamamagitan ng international na kooperasyon na kung saan yung UNESCO is nagpapalakas sa kooperasyon sa pagitan ng mga bansa at organisasyon. At nagpapaunlad ng mga bagong teknolohiya na kung saan ito ay nagsusuporta sa pananaliksik. Next is the Knowledge Agency. UNESCO has all the qualification to bring an intellectual and humanist response to globalization and to the economic, that cultural and art, the science, education, communication, and knowledge are the real values that form the essence of humanity. Peace must be founded upon the intellectual and moral solidarity. Tensions complex and today globalized world can only find lasting solution of ignorance encountered with intellectual cooperation, intercultural dialogue, access to information, independent and media. So, ang UNESCO is yung tinuturing na ahensya ng kaalaman dahil sa kanyang papel kung saan ito ay nagbigay ng globalization at hamon sa Ang UNESCO ay kung saan ay nagbigay ng solusyon sa mga problema sa mundo sa pamamagitan ng intellectual cooperation, dialogo sa pagitan ng kultura, access sa informasyon, malayang pluralistikong media. Next is how UNESCO contributes as a standard setter, as a clearinghouse through capacity building through international cooperation. Ito yung nagbibigay ng rekomendasyon para sa bansa upang mapabuti ang kanilang mga sistema. And a clearinghouse is ito yung nagbibigay impormasyon at datos sa mga miyembro na kung saan yung mga bansa sa pagitan ng mga bansa at organisasyon. And through capacity building is ito yung kagamitan at tulong ng teknikal sa mga bansa at organisasyon. And through international cooperation is ito yung nagpapalakas sa kooperasyon sa pagitan ng mga bansa at organisasyon. Next is how UNESCO contributes as a clearinghouse, enabling the gathering, transfer, dissemination, and sharing of information and knowledge. UNESCO support networks for research, for exchange of research results and training, identifies innovative solutions and tests them through projects, through capacity building, through international cooperation. And the clearinghouse is sila yung nagtitipon na impormasyon at kaalaman. Sa pananaliksik at pagbabahagi ng kaalaman is yung nagbibigay sila ng kagamitan para sa pagsasanay at pag-unlad. And then sa pagtayo ng kapasidad is nagbibigay sila ng kagamitan at tulong teknikal sa mga bansa. Sa international cooperation naman is yung nagpapalakas na kooperasyon at suporta sa bansa. Next is the thematic priorities 2010-2011 Gender Equity Africa International Year for the Approachment of Culture Education for all Scientific, Cultural, and Social Dimensions of Climate Change International Year of Biodiversity 2010 is ito yung mga prioridad na kung saan ito ay kapantayan sa kasarian o kung saan ito pagtataguyod ng pantay na karapatan at oportunidad para sa mga babae at lalaki. And sa edukasyon naman na para sa lahat is ito yung pagtataguyod ng edukasyon para sa lahat ng tao, lalo na sa mahihirap at sa mga nasa malayong lugar. And the international na taon ng biodiversity ng 2010 is ito yung pagtaguyod ng pag-unawa at pagpapahalaga sa mga biodiversity. And yung sa agham, kultura at panlipunang dimension ng pagbabago ng klima is yung pagtataguyod ng pag-unawa at pagtugon sa mga epekto ng pagbabago ng klima. Natural Sciences 2 core program areas Science, Environment, and Sustainable Development aim to improve human security through a better management of the environment, capacity building in science and technology for development aim to allow the widest possible participation in knowledge society and to adapt science policy of societal needs. Some key activities man and vice per program. International Hydrological Program, Intergovernmental Oceanography Commission, disaster prevention and preparedness. Is ito yung to improve human security, is yung magbutihing pagsigurado ng tao sa pamamagitan ng mas mabuting pamamahala sa kapaligiran. And then yung sa pagkakataon sa lahat ng tayo makibahagi sa lipunan na kung saan ito ay nakabase sa ating kaalaman at yung pag-adapt ng ating patakaran sa agham. Sa program of man and biosphere is ito yung maprotektahan ang ating ecosystem at magbigay ng pagkakataon para sa pag-unlad ng ating komunidad. And international program hydrological is ito yung naglalayong nagbigay sa ating kaalaman at kagamitan para sa mas mabuting pamamahala sa ating sistema. And Intergovernmental Commission is oceanography. Is ito yung nagbibigay kaalaman at kagamitan para sa mas mabuting pamamahala sa ating karagatan. At ito rin ay nagbibigay kaalaman at kagamitan para sa pag-iwas at pagbabahagi sa mga sakuna. Culture Diversity Dialogue of Heritage UNESCO has since inception promoted the values of intercultural dialogue and respect for culture diversity as the basis for peace and development. UNESCO lead international efforts to protect world heritage. Is ito yung pagtataguyod ng pagkakaiba-ibang kultura ng mahalagang nakabase at paggalang sa pagkakaiba-iba ng ating kultura o dialects ng bawat kultura. And yung UNESCO namin is pinangunahan ng pagsisikap na internasyonal upang protektahan ang ating pamanang kultura sa buong mundo. And ito yung kanilang kasunduan na meron itong mahigit na 890 na mga puok sa ating kultura at likas na kaparihong matatagpuan sa ating mundo mula sa mahal ng India. And noong 2003, naglayong magbigay ng proteksyon ang kasanayan na gawain ng pangkultura hindi na makikita madalas ay matatagpuan sa tradisyon na salita. And noong 2005 ay yung napatunayan sa karapatang magbuo ng mga patakaran sa kultura at ng mga estado na kinikilala na tanging kalikasan ng mga kalakal at serbisyo. Next is education, the top priority, education for all, access to education for all levels, education for all special needs and marginalized population, training to ensure student access to qualified teachers and learning, environment competencies of workforce success through education opportunities for non-formal learning, new technologies for better teaching and learning, and more educational opportunities. So, the education, the top priority is yung edukasyon na kung saan ito ay para sa lahat na mabigyan ng lahat ng tao sa lahat ng antas. And access sa edukasyon is yung magbigay ng access sa edukasyon para sa may kapansanan at sa mga malayong lugar. And then, pagsasanay ng mga guro is yung upang matiyak na may exist ang mga mag-aaral na kwalipikadong guro at kapaligiran sa pag-aaral. Kakayahan para sa tagumpay sa trabaho is yung nagbibigay ng oportunidad para sa mag-aaral na makakuha ng kakayahan para sa tagumpay na sa trabaho. Oportunidad para sa formal sa buong buhay sa pag-aaral is yung nagbibigay oportunidad para sa tao at makapag-aral sa iba't ibang paraan sa buong buhay. Bagong teknolohiya para sa mas mabuting pagtuturo at pag-aral is yung nagbibigay opportunity para sa guro at mag-aaral na gumagamit ng bagong teknolohiya para sa mas mabuting pagtuturo at pag-aaral. Next is social and human sciences of human rights, focus policy, oriented research, education training, and dissemination of information. Cooperation with various actors and networks, and integration of a human rights-based approach into all programs of UNESCO. Ethics focus the ethical link between scientific advance and the cultural, legal, philosophical, and religious context in which the UNESCO acts as a standard setter on emerging ethical issues, disseminates information and knowledge, and helps member states set up sittings, commits, and training programs. UNESCO contributes to a better understanding of current trends in such areas as urban development and national immigration. Ito yung mga priority may karapatang pantao na kung saan ito ay may mga karapatang pantao sa pamamagitan ng pananaliksik, edukasyon, pagsasanay at pagkalat ng mga informasyon. Ethics is yung nag-aaral ng mga ethical na issue na may kaugnay sa pagpapaunlad ng agham at teknolohiya. And sa pagbabago ng lipunan, is ito yung kontribusyon ng pag-unawa sa kasalukuyang at sa larangan tulad ng pag-unlad sa lungsod at migrasyon.
Hi everyone, I am Cristami E. Morales. This time we'll discuss about education for all goals, where it has a 6 goals. So number 1 goal is expanding and improving comprehensive early childhood care and education, especially for the most helpless and needy children. So dito sinasabi sa goal number 1 na dapat ang isang bata ay natututo mula sa kanilang bahay, na kung saan dapat ginaguide ng parents nila from basic education, katulad na lang ng identify ng shape, number, colors, and also the arrangement of alphabetical letter. Sa 3 to 5 years old, doon na dapat na nade-develop ng isang bata yung mga basic education. And also, dito na rin nagsisimula sa kindergarten na yung isang bata is nabibilong na siya sa pag-aaral, which is natututo na sila ng mga basic education. Ngayon saan napapansin natin, excited pa tayo na part, which is gustong-gusto natin matuto and ma-explore yung ibang bagay. So dito pa lang sa goal number 1, dapat in the very young age, matututo na yung isang bata. So next, the goal number 2, ensuring that by 2015 all children, particularly girls, children in difficult circumstances, and those belong to ethnic minorities have access to and develop free compulsory primary education of good quality. Sa goal number 2, sinasabi dito na kung napapansin natin, hindi naman lahat ng bata is na nabibigyan ng chance or opportunity pa makapag-aral. So, dito pa lang sa goal number 2 na education is bibigyan or tutulungan ni education ang mga bata na walang kayang makabili ng school supply, katulad ng papel, bag, and so on. So, dito sa education, siya yung magiging way para ma-continue ng isang bata yung aral niya into learn, and also sa pagbasa, pagsulat, and iba't ibang dapat matutunan ng isang bata when they are at the stage of elementary. Goal number 3, ensuring that the learning needs of all young people and adults are met through equitable access to appropriate learning and life skills program. Halimbawa nito is isang teacher is tinuturuan niya na ang isang estudyante sa mga kasanayan sa pamumuhay. Halimbawa na lang dito yung paano i-manage yung pera, kung paano ka makipag-communicate sa ibang tao, and also the problem-solving skills. dito sa goal na to, tinuturo ang tatlong uri na to. And yung iba is meron pang real life situation na kung saan doon nagkakaroon ng maayos na sitwasyon. Goal na to is mas nagiging prepared yung isang bata when the teacher is teach the student. Sa goal na ito, mas natututo ang bata dahil possible na mangyayari is pwede nilang ma-apply in the future nila. Yun yung tinuturo ng goal number 3.
Hello everyone, I am Princess Train Kenton. Let's proceed to the next goal, which is goal 4. Achieving a 50% reduction in levels of adults literacy. Only 25% of countries reach this goal. 32% remain very far from it, while globally the rate of adults fell from 18% in 2000 to 40% in 2015. This progress is almost completely attributed to more educated young people reaching adulthood. Women continue to make up almost 2/3 of the illiterate adult population. African women do not have basic literacy skills. The world has made some progress, with fewer adults unable to read and write. However, most of these improvements is because younger generations are better educated. Many countries are still struggling. Only 25% of countries reach the goal of reducing illiteracy by 50%. This means that over 2/3 of countries are still far behind. Let's proceed to the next goal. The goal 5. Achieve gender parity and equality. Gender parity will be achieved at the primary level and 69% of countries by 2015. At secondary level, only 48% of countries will reach the goal. Child marriage and early pregnancy continue to hinder girls' progress in education, as thus the need for teacher training and gender-sensitive approaches and curriculum reform. So, most countries are expected to achieve gender parity in primary school, the equal numbers of girls and boys. However, fewer countries are expected to achieve this in secondary school. Like for example, child marriage and early pregnancy. Many girls are forced to drop out of schools because they are married young and become a mother. This limits their future opportunities. Or maybe girls may face pressure from families and communities to prioritize their household chores and family responsibilities over the education. So now, let's present lastly the goal 6. Improve the quality of education and ensure measurable learning outcomes for all. The numbers of pupils per teacher decreased in 121 of 146 countries between 1990 and 2012 at the primary level. But 4 million more teachers are still needed to get all children into school. There's been progress in reducing the number of students per teacher in many countries. This means that teachers have more time and attention to give each student. There are still not enough teachers to provide education for every child. We need 4 million more teachers worldwide to get all children into school. Just because children are in school doesn't mean they are learning, right? So we need to make sure that education is high quality and that children are actually learning the skills that they need. It's difficult to measure the quality of education, so we need to find better ways to assess what children are learning and how effectively schools are teaching. Like for example, our country has reduced the number of students per teacher in primary school from 40 to 30. This means that teacher now has fewer students to teach. which can lead to better learning outcomes. That's all for my report. Thank you.
Everyone, I am Princess Jumix P. Palbido. Now let's proceed to the next discussion, which is the Education for All. Education for All initiative is a global movement aimed at ensuring quality education for all children, youth, and adults. It was established with 6 internationally agreed education goals, targeting universal learning opportunities by 2015. Yung Education for All ay itinatag upang makuha ang 6 na international na layunin na nakatuon para sa kalidad ng edukasyon sa lahat ng mga bata, kabataan at matatanda. Education for All goals. It focuses on global education needs and strategies. So, ang Education for All goals ay nakapokus sa pagtugon sa mga pangangailangan sa edukasyon sa buong mundo. EFA goals focus on addressing global educational needs and developing strategies to meet those needs. This goal emphasizes equal access to education and improving educational equality for all people. Education for All, the World Bank. It provides funding, reports, and process tracking. The Educational for All, the World Bank supports the Education for All initiative by providing funding, reports, and tracking the progress of education goals worldwide. Bibigay ng suporta ang World Bank sa pamamagitan ng pagbibigay ng pondo at pagsubaybay sa pag-unlad ng edukasyon sa buong mundo. Education for All in India. It aims to achieve universal elementary education for all children aged 6 to 14, based on data from the Indian Census 2001. It also aims to ensure that every child in this age group receive primary education. Education for All Global Monitoring Report 2007. It tracks progress and identifies challenges in achieving education goals worldwide. The Education for All Global Monitoring Report 2007 ay nagbibigay ng mga pananaw kung ano ang kailangan gawin ng mga bansa upang matugunan ang mga layunin sa edukasyon.
Hello everyone, I'm the 6th reporter. My name is Annalisa Biona. Today I'm going to discuss about K-12. K-12 is a term used in education to describe the range of publicly supported primary and secondary education from kindergarten. The first one is kindergarten. Kindergarten is a preschool program that prepares children for primary school. It focuses on developing a child's social, emotional, and cognitive skills. Through play-based learning, kindergarten is a term used for the first year of formal education in many countries, typically for children aged 4 to 5 years old. Let's proceed to the elementary school naman po. Elementary school is a critical stage in a child education, focusing on building a strong foundation and basic academic skills. It's where children learn to read, write, and do math, as well as develop their social emotional skills. The key factor of elementary school naman po is first, curriculum. The curriculum typically includes subjects like reading, writing, math, science, social study, art, music, and physical education. The next one naman po is teaching. Elementary school teachers are trained to work in children in the age range, providing a supportive and engaging learning environment. And next naman po is socialization. Elementary school provide opportunities for children to interact with peers, learn to work in group, and develop social skills. Next naman po is assessment. Elementary school use various method to assess student progress, including standardized tests or classroom assignment and teacher observation.
Good day, I am Carla Oyanib and I am the next reporter. Okay, the middle school or junior high school. It is usually covers grades 6 to 8. It is transitioning students to more complex subjects. And middle school, also known as a junior high school, it is like a bridge between a simpler world of elementary school and the more demanding world of high school. It's for students in grade 6 to 8, and it's where they learn a lot of new things and become more independent. Okay, our next topic is high school. Okay, high school encompasses grade 9 to 12, preparing students for higher education for the workforce. Okay, high school is like a stepping stone, preparing you for the next big adventure in life. It's where you learn to be more independent, explore your interests, and figure out what you want to do after graduation. Think of it as a big buffet of knowledge. You get a pick and choose from a variety of subjects like math, science, English, and history, and even things like art, music, and sports. You'll also have more freedom to choose classes that match your interest, whether that's coding, photography, or even learning a new language. High school is a time for growth both academically and personally. You'll be challenged to think critically, solve problems, and work independently. You'll also learn to collaborate with others, communicate effectively, and manage your time wisely. Here are some examples of what might we learn in high school. The first is the math, science, English, and history. In math, you'll go beyond basic arithmetic and dive into algebra, geometric, and maybe even trigonometry. You learn how to solve equations, understand shapes and spaces, and even use math to predict. In science, you'll experiment the chemicals, disintegrate, and explore the wonders of the universe. You'll find about biology, chemistry, and physics, and even astronomy. Next is in English. You'll analyze literature, write essays, and improve your writing skills. You'll learn to express yourself clearly and persuasively, and you'll develop the deeper understanding of language and its power. Lastly, in history, you'll travel through time, learning about major events, influential figures, and different cultures. You'll gain a broader perspective on the world and understand how the past shapes and present.
Good day, everyone. My name is Myra Luares, and today I'm here to explain to you some important concepts from the Department of Education that guide how we as learners are supported in the education system. These concepts are important because they shape how your education is designed and how you treat it in school. The first principle is inclusive. All learners shall have access to and participate in all aspects of school life and learning centers and other places of learnings. This means that every one of you, no matter your ability, culture, or background, should have access to all parts of school life. Whether it's being part of classroom activities, joining clubs, or participating in school events, everyone should have an equal opportunity to take part. For example, if you're interested in a sport or club, you should have the right to join no matter your background or abilities. We should all feel included and supported. The second one is responsiveness to right. Inclusive education contributes to the department's commitments to quality, equitable, culture-based, and complete basic education. Focuses on promoting the right of every Filipino citizen to quality education. Subscribes to the right-based approach, recognition, promotion, and protection of right as the foundation of initiatives. Empowerment through right as legal entitlements and government obligations. This is all about understanding that each of you has a unique backgrounds. Some of you come from different cultures, some of you might have different learning needs, and some of you may come from different communities. They will recognize this, and it means that the program they create should be designed to fit your specific needs. So the school environment you're in and the way you taught will be flexible enough to support your personal learning journey. The third principle is sensitivity and responsiveness to context. The K-12 system recognizes and values the diverse context of learners, schools, and communities. This diversity guides the design and delivery of basic education programs.
DepEd knows that each of you has a unique background. Some of you may come from different cultures, have different learners' needs, or live in different communities. The education system recognizes this, and the program are designed to be flexible and meet your individual needs. It's about understanding and respecting where you come from and making sure education fits your personal situation. Now let's focus on the learners. DepEd recognizes the right of every learner to an education that is learner-centered, relevant, and contextually appropriate. Education programs are responsive to all learners, regardless of various characteristics. DepEd recognizes that each of you has the right to an education that's centered around you, meaning it's personalized to fit your needs. Your education should be designed to fit you who you are, where you come from, and what challenges you face. Whether you have a disabilities, come from a different culture, or deal with other challenges, your education should fit you and support your learning journey. Learners as primary stakeholders. Learners are the primary stakeholders in the inclusive basic education system. Their participation is encouraged in school organizations, curriculum or co-curriculum activities, education planning, program development, and implementation. You, the learners, are the primary stakeholders in this system. DepEd encourages you to participate in school life in different ways like joining clubs, participating in class activities, and even helping in decision about education programs. By getting involved, you make sure the education system is always improving and meeting everyone's needs.
Good day everyone, especially to our instructor, Ma'am Baby Amor Alog. I am your last reporter. My name is Princess Divine H. Inganya, PSED 1 Block B. Now I'll be discussing the last part of our topic, which is under the Keto 12 curriculum. The Keto 12 curriculum in the Philippines aims to educate all children adapting to their diverse needs and backgrounds. Ang Keto 12 curriculum ay may layunin na mabigyan ng lahat ng bata sa Pilipinas ng edukasyon, ano man ang kanilang pangangailangan at kinagmulan. Ibig sabihin, ang curriculum ay ginawa para maging angkop sa bawat estudyante kahit na iba't iba ang kakayahan, kultura at background. Now, let us proceed to the key concept of K-12 curriculum, the learner-centered approach, contextualization, inclusivity through programs, and ensuring curriculum contextualization and inclusion. First, I'll be discussing about the learner-centered approach. Learner-centered approach, ang key standard and principle ng K-12 ay inclusivity, which is learner-centered approach, meaning ang curriculum ay ginawa para maging angkop sa lahat ng estudyante anuman ang kanilang kakayahan, kultura, gender at iba pang katangian. While ang contextualization naman ay ang pagsasama-sama na inclusive education at K-12 curriculum. Ipinapakita ito sa pamamagitan ng mga programang MTB, MLE o Mother Tongue-Based Multilingual Education, TLE, Technology and Livelihood Education, at iba't ibang track and strands sa senior high. Lahat ng ito ay dinesenyo para matugunan ng iba't ibang diverse needs ng mga mag-aaral sa bansa. Pangatlo, inclusivity through programs. Ito ay ang pagpapakita ng inclusiveness ng K-12 curriculum sa pamamagitan ng iba't ibang existing programs. Kabilang dito ang special education, indigenous people education, madrasa education, at iba pang flexible learning options. Ang mga programs na ito ay dinisenyo para matugunan ng mga pangangailangan ng mga estudyante na may specific na kailangan o kalagayan o pangangailangan. Lastly, ensuring curriculum contextualization and inclusion. Ito naman ay ang pag-ensure na naangkop at nagpapatupad ng mga programs under K-12 education na mayroong inclusion at equality. Upang magawa ito, kailangan palakasin ang develop new programs to meet student needs and adapt curriculum to each school's content, then teach children in ways that it suits their learning styles, give students chance to create, to learn, and to share, and make sure all students have fair and suitable learning opportunities. Then lastly, remove obstacles to learning and participation. That's all. Thank you for listening.